Hello, vinyl community. Dave the Pickup Artist with you for another round of Psychedelic Sunday, where the cost of one admission is your mind. And I know for some of you that's a pretty tall order, but we've got some pickups this week, so let's get to it.
We got us some shit.
The first one I got is a whole fill. I finally picked up a copy of Star Sailor, Tim Buckley, 1970.
You caught me staring, so gently tease me today. Unlike the young one,
Barack.
And this is on a straight label. The one that Frank Zappa was involved in. In fact, one of Zappa's mother's plays on here, Bunk Gardner. Bunk Gardner was the one that kind of discovered Tim Buckley singing in a bar and brought him to the attention of, I think his name was Herb Cohen. It's actually his 6th album. I didn't think he could get more experimental than Lorca, the last album I picked up, but they're right. This is very experimental. We open with just a crazy avant-garde track called Come Here Woman.
so gently tease me today.
And this also has the his most popular song, which is Song to the Siren.
Drew me loving to your eyes, and you sang, sail to me.
Which he wrote several years before this came out. It was a song that was featured on the Monkees when he was on the Monkees. I think it was the last episode of the Monkees. The next one I have is The Nice with Lars Longa Vita Brevis, based on Newton's first law of motion, according to the back cover. Liner notes by Keith Emerson. And this is another great album from The Nice. This is their second one. Now, halfway through this album, their great guitar player, David O'List, left the band for whatever reason. One thing I learned this time around about David O'List was when he was in this band, he was also an on-again, off-again member of Pink Floyd. What happened was when Pink Floyd, when Syd Barrett wasn't available, Pink Floyd, I always thought, just rang up David Gilmour. But that wasn't always the case because Gilmour apparently wasn't always available.
Motherfuckers!
The bees, they won't do. No, they won't do. Think of flowers. A flower carrying a seed. Yeah, that's Mummy. Mummy, a flower. And your daddy sort of fornicates the flower. No, pollinates.
Around the time that Pink Floyd was doing shows with Jimi Hendrix Experience, David O'List was the guitar player. List eventually ended up in Roxy Music and played with them for a while. And yeah, I did not know that about David O'List. But yeah, this is a great album. We get first track is America, but not the Simon and Garfunkel. It's from West Side Story. Yes did the version of Simon and Garfunkel's America, but yeah, great track. And side two, we've got the title track told in 4 movements. This is where Emerson kind of takes over, and yeah, just another great album. Side two is starting to sound a little bit like what would become Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So yeah, they did one more after this, and yeah. Now these guys these guys started out as a backing band for P.P. Arnold. So yeah, my favorite album from the Nice is definitely the first one, Thoughts of Everlast, Dab Jack.
We got us
another fucking weather report.
On Intermediate. I've not heard the third one. They put out a third album. It wasn't released in the U.S. until 1973. I think it was part live too. Recorded at Fillmore, but yeah, this is my favorite one. The second one's a good album, but I kind of like this one better. And there are a lot of comps from these guys too. Beware of those. But yeah, filling in holes. Summer's almost here, and nothing says love for the summer better than surf rock. So I dug out a few surf rock albums, starting with Surfing the Great Lakes. Surf music from K-Bank Studios in Minneapolis.
Your mother's
eating the pets of the people that live there.
we may not be able to.
12-inch penis.
So you'd have some young bands, mostly teenage bands, and some bands that went on to become a little bit bigger. We've got the Trashmen on here.
Barack.
They're eating your mother's
Shit.
I think this bunch is bleeding toxic.
The Trashmen recorded their famous song Surfing Bird around here. Also, the Castaways cut their hit song called Liar Liar in the studio. But yeah, bands in the Midwest that weren't around California, they had a place to go where they could cut tracks and put out their great music. Some of the bands on here, we've got the Vasqueros, one of the better bands on here. The Mustangs, the Marauders, the Readymen, the Satisfaction, the Balance. Now, the Trashmen have 2 tracks on here. One is called Bird Gasp 65, which is a sequel to Surfing Bird, which they also recorded in the studio. Band called the Furies do their version of Little Queenie, a Chuck Berry track. And yeah, this is just great stuff. There wasn't a lot of surfing in the Great Lakes area, but there was a lot of good music. And they had a lot of surf clubs around there too, where bikers would go and raise hell and listen to surf and rock and garage music. But it's just good stuff. On Sundays, Beat Rocket. And there's a cool hype sticker also, which I'll show. It says, compilation of unreleased and rare tracks from the Twin Cities. K-Bank Studios features 16 rip-rolling cuts of some of the best surf and garage rock K-Bank had to offer. Features the Trashmen, the Vasqueros, and more, with liner notes by John Blair. Yeah. Another one I have that's on the Beat Rocket label is Jerry Cole and his Spacemen, Wild Strings.
Motherfuckers.
This is actually, yeah, this is what we're listening to right now. We've got Jerry Cole. He, in the early 60s, he put out a lot of surf rock, garage rock, country rock guitar albums. And this is
You motherfuckers.
bringing the mostly surf rock on here. We got the Usual Suspects, Pipeline, Papa Oom Mau Mau, which I think is a kind of an off cover of the Trashmen's Surfing Bird, I think. But yeah, anytime I find Jerry Cole albums, I pick them up. And you can get these through Sundays. Nice stuff. And this has a cool insert where they kind of recreated the, I guess, the original insert. You've got albums by the Byrds and the Stooges.
It's a raining like a son of a bitch out here.
Very nice.
We're under a fucking
Sundays
tornado
does
watch.
it again. Next I've got an album from a group of high school kids called the Shantays. They put out Pipeline in 1963. And yeah, these guys were in high school, and one summer when school was out, they got together and got their band together and put out surf albums. And what this band did was they combined electronic keyboards with surf guitar. Very cool stuff. And they were the only rock band to appear on Lawrence Welk, if you can believe that. And some of these guys, two of the guys are still alive, and they are fronting the Shantays, and they're still touring, apparently. So yeah, this came out over 60 years ago. Can't believe that. But yeah, they cut these albums and they went back to high school, and it was like a summer project for them. And finally, I got a CD. This is a part of a Rhino CD release. It never was released on vinyl. This is Rock Instrumental Classics. This is volume 5 of the series, and this centers on surf instrumentals. I think there's 5 altogether, and one covers 70s instrumentals, another covers 60s instrumentals. I like to get the entire set, but I'm pretty sure these have never been released on album or on vinyl form. But we've got all the great surf tracks from Pipeline by the Shantays, Misraloo by Dick Dale, and the album closes with The Lonely Surfer by Jack Nietzsche. Great arranger. But yeah, this is great stuff. I'm looking for the entire set. I found the entire set once on eBay, but I slept on the bid, and but yeah, good stuff. And that's all we've got this week. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.
What do you want?
Look at me.
What?
I said, look at me. When you talk to somebody, look at them. What do you think I am, an animal?
What do you want to order?
I'm a human being. Do you understand?
Yes.
When you talk to me, show some respect.
Yes, sir.
Common courtesy. It's forgotten these days. I'll have a cheese sandwich and a cup of coffee.